Hello and a happy International Women's Day to you. You if you're a woman and you if you're a man, because I'm sure you have women in your life who also need to be recognized. Now, there was a report done by the World Economic Forum back in 2017, so just last year. It was the Global Gender Gap Report. And did you know that equality between men and women, or gender parity, is 200 years away? 200 years. So I will never see it, you will never see it, and our children will never see it. And having a daughter, that's pretty sad, knowing that she's never going to experience that. But down the line, this is a legacy that we can start to bring. So I'm going to share with you 3 things that you can do to create ripples in your life to bring about more gender equality. And who am I? Diane Rolston. I am a coach, I am an author, and I'm a speaker on all things dynamic. And I specialize in talking about being a dynamic woman. And really, we need to be able to ditch the titles. And so being a dynamic person in general is going to be the one thing that can help us to be who we are rather than what we do, to be who we are rather than being a boy or a girl, to be who we are rather than to be our sexual preference or our culture, or the country we've come from, our religion, who we are. But today I want to talk about this theme that is happening right now for International Women's Day, which is Press for Progress. It's their hashtag right now, Press for Progress. It's their theme. Basically what they're doing is, yes, we're 200 years away, they say, but we need to be pressing forward, pushing forward. And if you think of it, one drop of water is nothing. But when you add all the drops together, it can create a lake, an ocean, to the depths of the seas. Excuse me. And so I know that these 3 things that I'm going to share with you right now can really help to press for progress. So first thing that you can do is to start acknowledging yourself and others more. And acknowledging what that's going to do is it's really going to put the focus on who people are being and what they're doing rather than being a boy or a girl. And so many times we're like, oh, beautiful little girl or whatever. And I make it a point to tell my kids that they're smart, that they're driven, they're funny, whatever other adjectives, but just away from their appearance or away from gender specifics. So acknowledging is super simple. You just think of an adjective of who the person is being, and then you tell them that. And so, like with my kids, I might say, wow, you're a loving sister, or you're an adventurous climber. With my friends, I would say, you are a driven businesswoman, or you're, trying to think of my girlfriends, you're a loyal friend. And if we do this with people a little bit more, even people we don't even know, like maybe a cashier, and be like, wow, you're such a friendly cashier, acknowledging them for who they're being. Or you can just say, you're so friendly, or I really appreciate that about you. And you don't need to give any story after. What the acknowledgement is going to do is it's going to start to highlight, shine the light on the positive qualities of other people. So often we discount who we are, we discount what we're doing and what we're capable of. And when you start to hear more acknowledgements, more compliments, and you actually receive them, you boost your confidence. And you're going to boost who you are showing up in the world as. So the first thing is acknowledging others. And this is not just acknowledging women, but acknowledging men, acknowledging everyone for who they're being, obviously when it's a positive thing. The second thing we can do is own our success. There was a study done by, oh my gosh, it slipped me now. Business something, I don't have it written down, sorry. But there was a study done that was shocking to me. It said that men attribute their success to their innate skills and talents. That's wonderful, right? Well, what do women attribute their success to? Luck and help from others. Well, I say that's BS. That is terrible. And it's not that the men are wrong in what they're doing. We should kind of model it after the men a little bit more. Women, own your success. Talk about your success. Write your accomplishments down. And don't be ashamed to tell others about it. Don't be feeling like, oh, I can't say that. I can't do that. Yeah, you can. And it's only in doing that will other people listen. Will other people also feel that you are those amazing things? We are a society of judgment. We're a society where what you have accomplished gives your value. And why not then say what you've done? Because not only does it help others to know how great you are, which you are great, it helps you to know yourself how great you are. Just like the acknowledgements, owning your own success is going to give you the same result. Another thing with owning your own success is to actually know the qualities or the learnings that came from that. So when you do something really good, own it and then figure out how you did it. And then really celebrate those things as well. The third thing that I would love for you to do, so the first one is acknowledge others. The second is own your success. The third one is change the conversations we're having. We are only going to have gender parity and more equality in the world if we change what we talk about. So the first question you ask people at a dinner party or when first meeting people doesn't have to be, so what do you do? We don't need to have that hierarchy or that set of confinement in someone's title from their work. Instead, change the conversation in those times when you're meeting someone new. Ask them what brings them joy. What are 3 things that you should know about them? What do their friends love about them? By asking these questions, you're going to have a better idea of who the person is, what they're all about, and kind of how your connection is with them. Now, when we're at the dinner table with family, my family, we do the rose and thorn, or the berry and the thorn now. The rose or the thorn or the berry is the good part of the day. And so helping kids to acknowledge every day the good thing about their day is the way to make it happen. And also the thorn, the thing that didn't go so well, but then grabbing the learning from that. And when we hang out with our girlfriends, or when guys hang out with their bros, let's change the conversations there. Let's stop complaining, whining. I'm trying to make this a PG video. Stop complaining and whining. Yes, there is a place for stating the fact of how you feel when you're disappointed or angry or talking about something negative that happened, but let it go. And let's focus on the good things, the things that are moving us forward. And in the changing of conversations, this also means that if you are not thinking around gender parity or equality, if you are not acting or someone else is not acting with gender equality in mind, and if there's people not being gender inclusive, then it's on us, it's on you, it's on me to stand up, to speak out, and to let people know that it's not okay. It's the same when someone does something wrong in another aspect, when someone is derogatory, when someone is racist. It is not okay for us to stand by and let it happen. When people are bullying. And so gender is just another aspect of that. Another opportunity for people who are weaker, for people who are ignorant, to try to use something against us. And so if you are seeing this happening, change the conversation. Just like the whole, there was some really great commercials around mental health and how when someone speaks about it, that some people felt uncomfortable, but it should be normal. It should be totally normal. And so change the conversation with those you are impacting, with kids, with employees, with friends, and also with those in our life, our partners, co-workers, and with people we meet new. Ask them different questions. So those are my 3 things here. This is how we are going to be able to press for progress with the International Women's Day. It's not just today. International, or speaking about women and gender parity is a year-long thing. I hope that we continue to use the hashtag of Press for Progress right beyond today. And again, acknowledge others and yourself, own your success, and change the conversations, because it's on us to think differently, act differently, and be gender inclusive. So I'm wishing you all a happy Women's International Day. I will get off of my soapbox now. And I'd like to hear how you feel about this, or a time when you've acknowledged or owned your success or changed the conversation. And let's get the conversation started about all of this. So I'm Diane. Peace out. Bye.